The sun rose gently over the bustling, crowded streets of vibrant Lagos City. Amanda balanced her heavy iron tray carefully on her strong head. She walked steadily, ensuring the fresh loaves of bread stayed secure. Suddenly, a deep but weak voice called out softly to her. "Hello, please excuse me." The shaky voice pleaded from nearby. Amanda turned around slowly, curious about the desperate sound. Now another man begged, admitting he had nothing. But her late mother's soft voice echoed clearly. "Amanda, no matter how hard life becomes, help others." With trembling hands, she selected the largest loaf. She handed it gently to the homeless man. He flinched, surprised, pushing it back toward her. "No, please, not this big one," he insisted softly. "Give me the smallest loaf to avoid trouble. I don't want you punished by your strict parents." Amanda smiled weakly, her eyes filling with emotion. "I have no parents anymore. They both died. They passed in a terrible accident long ago. This bread business is completely mine now. You're not taking anything I don't willingly give." The man's lips parted in shock and silence. "My name is Amanda," she said softly. She turned slowly to continue her daily route. Behind her, he called out his own name. "I'm George," he said with grateful voice. Amanda nodded briefly and walked away steadily. She didn't know that moment would change everything. 6 months earlier, Amanda was only 17 years old. Her world shattered completely into countless pieces. It was supposed to be a joyful day. Her final year exams had just begun happily. Her parents surprised her warmly at school gate. They hugged her tightly and laughed together. They promised a celebration after her exams ended, but they never returned home that fateful day. Both parents died instantly at the accident scene. Amanda had no injuries, not even one scratch. That miracle began her terrifying second nightmare. At the burial, her Aunt Dana pointed angrily. "Look at her standing there without bruises. This girl is clearly a wicked witch. She sacrificed her parents for evil powers." People whispered fearfully. Others stared suspiciously. No one defended Amanda or spoke up. Aunt Dana hissed loudly and stormed away. Suddenly, Amanda was completely alone and abandoned. She had no home, family, or any support. Despite graduating top of her entire class, no one offered help for further education. She sold her father's damaged accident car. That money started her small bread business. Every morning, Amanda hawked through busy streets. She carried her tray and worn slippers. She had no friends or anyone to help. Only her mother's memory kept her going. At night, she cried herself to sleep. She dreamed of becoming an aeronautic engineer someday, but each day made that dream seem farther. 2 days later, Amanda passed the same spot. George sat there again under the tree. She smiled faintly and greeted him warmly. "Good morning," she said, setting tray down. "I usually pass here on my route. Did you manage to eat anything yesterday?" George hesitated, then shook his head sadly. "I didn't eat, but avoided calling you. I thought you've already done more than enough." Amanda picked a small loaf this time. She placed it gently in his hand. "I don't have much, but share this." She forced a smile despite her struggles. Tears formed quickly in George's grateful eyes. He wiped them away before they fell. "Thank you so much, kind Amanda. You don't know what this truly means." By their third meeting, something felt strange. He thanked her like kindness was new. That morning, after another loaf given freely, he looked up and surprised her completely. "I want to take you somewhere special." Amanda blinked, confused, asking where exactly. "To meet someone who can help you." Before response, he pulled out a phone from under his dirty, torn pocket. He made a quick, confident call. "Sam, bring the cars to usual location." Amanda froze completely, hearing cars mentioned. 15 minutes later, her jaw dropped low. A convoy of shiny black SUVs arrived. The kind seen only in big movies. The kind seen only in big movies. Men in sharp suits stepped out quickly. They bowed respectfully and deeply to George. Amanda stepped back, utterly confused and shocked. "Wait, what's happening here?" she asked nervously. George turned gently with a warm smile. "Amanda, sorry I didn't explain earlier. I had to be completely sure first." "Be sure of what, exactly?" she questioned. He smiled wider, revealing his true identity. "My full name is George Maxwell. I'm founder and owner of Max Air. I pretended homeless to test people's hearts. I wanted someone, helping when I had nothing. You were the only one who did." Amanda's mouth fell open in total shock. "I don't understand this at all." "You will soon," he assured calmly. He opened the luxurious car door gently. Please trust me and get inside." Amanda hesitated briefly but saw sincerity. Something gentle in his eyes convinced her. She stepped forward into the car. Inside, her head spun from overwhelming luxury. Seats smelled like fresh, expensive new leather. Air conditioning cooled the spacious interior. TV screens, drinks, everything seemed dreamlike. Things she only viewed from far away. George spoke seriously as they drove off. "You gave me more than just bread. You restored my hope in good people. Now I want to give you everything, the life you truly deserve and need." Amanda sat, frozen, heart pounding rapidly. Could this possibly be real? She wondered. They pulled into massive white mansion, located in exclusive Lekki area. Amanda stared in complete disbelief and awe. A beautiful woman in blue gown rushed out. She was warm, smiling, and welcoming immediately. "My husband told me everything about you. Welcome home, dear Amanda," she said kindly. "From today, this is your home too." Amanda couldn't speak. Lips trembled uncontrollably. Her vision blurred quickly with happy tears. Then a girl her age ran out. "Hi, I'm Cynthia." She grinned brightly. "You're going to love living here." Amanda looked at everyone and burst crying. But someone from her past watched angrily. Someone who disliked this sudden change. Amanda woke next morning in fairy tale room. Thick white curtains danced in gentle breeze. Chandelier sparkled brightly above her head. Bed was soft like hugging cloud. Fluffy duvet wrapped her warmly and comfortably. New school bag sat on golden chair. Her name embroidered beautifully in blue thread. She blinked twice and sat up slowly. Was this really happening to me? She touched her skin to confirm reality. Still herself, but everything else transformed. Knock sounded softly on her door. Cynthia peeked in with bright morning smile. "You're awake. Come eat delicious pancakes. Mom made them fresh this morning." Amanda rubbed eyes. Never tasted pancakes before. Only seen them in glossy magazines. "I'll be right there," she whispered softly. Downstairs dining room was enormously huge. Table could easily seat 20 people. Bowls of fresh fruit lined the table. Glasses of juice sparkled in sunlight. Steaming pancakes, eggs, bacon waited invitingly. Foods Amanda never tasted in her life. George, in crisp shirt and trousers, looked up from newspaper and smiled warmly. "Good morning, Amanda. Sleep well last night." Sandra smiled too, welcoming her fully. "You'll see your new school tomorrow. We've already completed your registration there." Amanda nearly dropped her fork in shock. "School? I can really go again, not just any. One of best in Lagos." Cynthia grinned excitedly across the table. Amanda's heart thudded with overwhelming joy. She wanted to scream, cry, jump, but held emotions inside quietly. After breakfast, George asked her to follow to his impressive private office room. Office looked like mini command center. Multiple screens glowed with business data. Shelves held awards, books, jet pictures. Max Air logo glowed on one wall. He asked her politely to sit down. "I want you to understand clearly, you're here because of your pure heart. You helped me when you had nothing. That rare kindness deserves great reward." Amanda looked down humbly and quietly. "I didn't expect anything in return. I just wanted to help someone hungry." George nodded, understanding her sincere words. "I prayed for you as requested. Now I'll make your dreams come true. Spoke with friends at University of Nigeria. You're registered for entrance exams soon. Once passed, study aeronautic engineering fully. Everything funded completely by me." Amanda's mouth dropped. Hands covered it. "Are you completely serious about this?" "Completely serious," he confirmed with smile. Tears spilled freely from her eyes. "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." That afternoon, helping Sandra in garden, a knock came loudly at main gate. Guard answered, then whispered to George. George's brows furrowed with slight concern. "Bring her in carefully," he instructed. Moments later, familiar, angry voice echoed. "I told you this girl was witch." Amanda turned sharply, recognizing the voice. There stood Aunt Dana in sitting room, face twisted tightly with burning anger, arms crossed firmly across her chest. "What is she doing living here? I saw her picture in Charity magazine. Your wife shared that inspiring story. Amanda, in your house. Are you mad?" Amanda froze. Room felt suddenly cold. George stood calmly despite the outburst. "Please calm down respectfully. Madame, calm. She killed her own parents. Now she's here to harm you all. This girl is purely evil inside." Amanda stepped back slowly, lips trembling. Sandra came forward with firm voice. "This is our home and family. "You don't speak to Amanda like that." Aunt Dana scoffed loudly and defiantly. "You think you truly know her? Ask about nightmares she causes others. Ask what happened night parents died." Amanda dropped 2 knees, shaking badly. "I didn't do anything wrong ever. I loved my parents very much." Cynthia rushed over, holding her tight. George stood tall and spoke firmly. "Aunt Dana, with all due respect, if you have any real proof, show it now or leave. Immediately. Never return to my home again." Dana hissed, glared at Amanda fiercely. She turned sharply toward the door, but paused just before leaving completely. Looked over shoulder with chilling words. "You think this situation is over? This girl's curse will follow you. Wait patiently and you will see." That night, Amanda couldn't sleep peacefully. Dana's words repeated like loud drum. "You think this is truly end?" She got up quietly, walked to balcony. Lagos city lights sparkled far away. She clutched mother's pendant tightly, only keepsake from her 15th birthday. Suddenly, Cynthia entered holding something small. "What's that in your hand?" Amanda asked. "Found in small bag you brought." Cynthia handed over yellowing folded paper. Amanda opened it with trembling fingers. It was heartfelt letter from mother. "My dearest Amanda, if reading this now, something terrible happened to us parents. We love you always and forever. If people say cruel things about you, don't let their words break you. Stay kind and strong no matter what." Outside the gates, under jacaranda tree branches, someone watched carefully. A man in mid-30s with long scar on cheeks stood there. Sharp eyes scanned the mansion. Black helmet tucked under arm. "She really made it this far," he muttered quietly. His name was Felix. He remembered parents' death day. Unlike Amanda, Felix never forgot that tragic accident. Cynthia burst excitedly into Amanda's spacious bedroom. She waved a crisp white envelope high up. "It's here. Your university result finally came." Amanda jumped quickly to her feet. Hands shaking badly, she tore her envelope open. Eyes scanned lines rapidly. Then she gasped loudly. "I passed. I really passed. Cynthia, I'm in." They screamed joyfully and hugged tightly. Spinning happily in middle of large room, George entered moments later, guessing from laughter. Sandra followed closely, curious about the noise. "What happened here?" George asked with smile. "She passed, Dad." Cynthia beamed proudly. "Top 10 in entire state. Amazing result." George's eyes lit up with genuine pride. He walked over slowly, held Amanda's hands, looked straight deeply into her eyes. "You will become Nigeria's greatest aeronautic engineer. This house and family stand fully behind you." Amanda smiled widely through flowing tears. It felt completely unreal and overwhelming. She felt truly seen and finally safe. But deep down, past still haunted her. Later that night, Amanda sat alone in garden. She saw a figure by outer gate. At first, looked like ordinary delivery man, but he pulled hoodie down and stepped closer. Her blood suddenly ran ice cold. "Felix," she whispered fearfully in recognition. He nodded slowly, staring with tight eyes. "So true. Living with Billionaire now. Quite upgrade from daily bread selling." "Huh, what are you doing here?" she asked, voice low, unsteady from sudden fear. Felix was her late father's cousin. He skipped burial but glared at her childhood. "I've come specifically to warn you. Your past forgotten by these rich people, but some of us clearly haven't." "Forgotten?" Amanda clenched jaw tightly in anger. "I didn't kill my own parents, ever." He laughed coldly with mocking tone. "Of course not. But you were there. You know what happened, or think you do. What exactly are you talking about?" "I'll be back soon." Voice turned cold. "Tell George Maxwell he houses bloody history girl. He should ask what mother hid before death." Before response, he disappeared into shadows. That night, Amanda couldn't sleep at all. Felix's words echoed repeatedly in head. "Ask what your mother was hiding." Entered dimly lit family library, silently. Earlier week, Sandra gifted mother's belongings box, recovered items from terrible accident scene. Amanda opened box carefully once again. At bottom lay leather journal, broken clasp, mother's handwriting on cover. For Amanda, when time is right, she opened pages slowly and carefully.